already.
We're live.
Look how quick. It's 9:30.
That's you with that live stream, huh?
9:30 on the dot.
All right. Because you ain't got no beat because your Ableton broke, huh? You ain't got no track, huh? All right, so welcome back to 3 Beats Later, where we're going to wait around for people to come in, but it's still 3 Beats Later. So, my name is, hold up, let me tell you what my real name is. My government name is Education. And down there to my left is Piso Ertone.
Yep.
And up here to my left, this way, is Corey Cheeky CP. Actually, his full name is contact@cheekycp.com. That's his government name.
Yeah, government.
Yeah.
Parents knew the internet was coming.
Yeah. His middle name is @ So this week we did something super interesting, and I'm gonna have Corey break down what we did in detail, but I'm gonna introduce you guys to what we do. So every week we get together and we kind of just give these mashups of dope creations that we have, and we get a challenge every week. We spin the wheel at the end of every episode, which you should know. If not, stay tuned for the end of this episode, and we pick a challenge at random. The challenge list is right to the side of Corey's head. We have 12 challenges. Each of the producers that you see before you picks 4 challenges. You try to make them as complicated, but also as functional as possible. I don't do that. I try to make them as weird as hell because I want people to come out of their comfort zones. And as much as they hate them, every time we do one, they always say, oh man, this beat was one of my favorites now. So we definitely have fun here. You are welcome to participate. Contact us on Instagram, on Twitter. We also will be having our website launching very, very, very soon. So you'll be able to hit us up right there at 3beatslater.com. So stay tuned, stay ready. And Corey's going to explain the challenge, and then we're going to dive in. Dive in.
So you hit a hot pepper there on that taco. That last bite.
Yeah. Whew.
What's up? All right. So this was my challenge this week. So I'll kind of just walk through what we did. There's a website called Metapop.com. And it's kind of like a cool spot where what they do is they find sponsors, and usually those are like manufacturers of different software and VSTs and stuff like that. And they have remix challenges pretty often. I think probably at least once a month you'll see a remix challenge on there. But it's a place for producers to discover new music and network and stuff like that. So the competition that we are doing is called the Cremona Quartet Remix Competition. And you can check this out right now on metapop.com. There are 10 more days left if you want to make a track and submit it. And today is November, 9th or something like that. So 10 more days. But if you go to the website, basically you'll see that they provide a track. The track is about like a minute and 30 seconds, and it's all just a quartet. So violin, cello, and whatever those other ones are, viola and something else, right? And they give you the stems. So what we did this week, it actually took us 2 weeks to do this, but we took the stems and we made creations out of those stems. So what you're gonna get today is 2 different views of the remix. I'm not sure if he has his track today. I think he had some issues this week, so
a little bit of an Ableton issue. So I'm not going to go into it for legal reasons, but a little bit of an Ableton problem today. But I'll be posting my beat on here soon, very soon.
Yeah, let's share it once you get it ready. Let's share it online.
Absolutely, so, I'll show how I made it too.
Perfect. On the Metapop website, you'll see that 202 submissions have already come in. So there are, I'll go through the prizes. So the grand prize, if you win this remix competition, you get a Complete 13 Ultimate, which I actually don't even know. Is that an actual piece of hardware, or is Complete 13 instruments? Complete 13 is a bundle.
It's by Contact, right? That's Contact Complete, isn't it?
It's Native Instruments. And it's the bundle price So it seems like a
That's like $2,000 for the bundle price, right?
yeah, it's $1,200.
Because that's like the contact session, like where they have a lot of their VSTs and stuff, but you have to use Contact Player. But the complete is like their
whole
full
thing.
suite. Yeah.
Oh damn.
It's pretty dope.
The second place is Cremona Quartet. So that is like essentially their plugin of these violins and really, really, really nice sounding quartet essentially. So you'd be able to use that plugin in your system, in your DAW, and make music with it. The cost of that is $400 alone. And then the third place is Native Instruments Stradivari violin. So they have like a separate VST that's just a violin plugin.
It's so dope.
Yeah, they sound, I mean, I don't know if you guys felt it sounded amazing, but the stems sounded just delicious is a good way to put it. And the Stradivari violin is just $200 for that VST. So really good prizes. I did peek around and looked at some of these tracks here of the 202 tracks that are submitted. And there's just tons of talent out there, man. It's just like every one of these producers is putting together something really, really, really good. I've heard everything from like slow singer-songwriter stuff to like crazy synth pop type stuff. So people really went all out on this competition. And this week, you'll get to hear our take on it. So yeah, that's this week's contest. Anything else you wanted to go over on that? How did you feel, huh? E, you said you had some fire.
Yeah, my track, honestly, I think that this is one of the most expanding that I've done on my track. I'm kind of mad that I don't have a way to display it right now, but I did several different musical tactics in this track. So I switched my timing, and then I also reversed a piece of it, and then just kind of like played around with some other things. And then like towards the end of it, I threw like this the 808 in there just to kind of modernize it because it is a remix. But it's very interesting. The track is fun. The track is very full too, so I like it a lot. But yeah. What about you, P?
My bad, y'all. I'm trying to host our Twitch on my Twitch because I've never done it before. So it's not working. But anyway, this was the toughest challenge so far for me. Just because of the technicalities of it. I feel like this whole process has been a learning process for me, learning how to make beats with y'all and everything like that. So I always learn everything every week, but I think I got really comfortable with just making beats a certain way and sampling things a certain way and just doing things my own way. This was definitely, a challenge because I had to learn new tactics, I had to learn new skills, and then also I had to listen to the other producers' beats just to see what the hell was going on and what people were really going with. And that helped a lot. Listening to some of the other producers' beats helped me because I'm like, oh, okay, I see what people are doing. And I'll get to what challenged me the most and how I navigated around the challenges when we get to the beat.
Okay.
But I'm probably gonna have a lot to talk about this week. I'm not going for it.
Yeah, I think we kind of hinted at it last week. I noticed one thing about the track that was it just had me stuck for a while too. We'll get to it when we get to the beat breakdown. Sidebar though, big news this week. P, what was you're in New York? What was the atmosphere like in New York on let's say Friday around or Saturday around 11 a.m.?
I mean, people dancing in the streets. It's funny because like one of my friends sent me a text message giving me the news, and no less than like 10 seconds later, you heard people screaming in the streets. It was quite interesting. Yeah, that was really crazy, man. It was definitely a crazy day.
Yeah,
definitely a historic day, and democracy.
And I have a little like outdoor area over here. I just went outside and started screaming. And like randomly you just hear some other person go, yeah. And then all the car horns are beeping. It was pretty funny. It was a fun time. Okay, so what are we doing? We're gonna just go straight into it. You want to break down these beats?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like the breakdowns are gonna be hefty this week. So
Okay. I'm
you
cool with
know,
going first if you want me to jump into it.
yeah, I don't mind. Listen, go ahead, bro.
Okay. So here we go. Cremona Quartet remix. Let me just share my screen really quick over here. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Can I move this thing? Why is this like right in the way? Sorry. The Zoom like toggle bar is like right in the way. Get the heck out of here. Oh, I can move it. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, what's up? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the beat. So what's up, everybody? This is Cheeky CP. This is episode 19, the Metapop contest. This is the Cremona Quartet remix. I'm going to play my beat, and then I'm going to break it down for you. So here we go. Mute your engines.
There's no snare.
No audio.
There's no snare in my headphones.
Okay, you can't hear anything? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not getting audio.
Oh, good old Logic has you do this every single time. So let me just go back to Zoom audio, apply, and we'll try this again. What's up, everybody? This is Cheeky CP. This is episode 19. This is the Metapop contest, the Cremona Quartet remix. So let me get this beat going. Here we go. Mute your engines. All right, all right. So that is the beat. So this was really challenging, and I think me and P might be talking about the same stuff today. But the stems are amazing and beautiful, and I would love to have access to getting this VST. But what happened is they give you a stem and they give you the MIDI, and the person who played this out basically played it in all different types of tempos. So you have a track that is kind of ranging from like 72 BPM in the beginning. It fluctuates and goes all the way up to like 83 BPM. And at the very end, it like goes back down to 74 or something like that. But you can actually see the MIDI time is like all over the place. So I had a really hard time with that. I had to chop it up into 3 segments, and there were like kind of 3 movements to the track and just the stems. You had like this first part that was kind of like in a minor key, and then they went to like a major key for the second part, and then back to that same minor key in the beginning. But I had to strip away all the MIDI time and just chop up each segment and try to just snap it to like a 75 BPM track. So I kind of like took the average being 75 BPM and then built everything off of that. So I just ditched the keyboard, the piano, because the piano was going to conflict with my guitar. So I thought, let's make something that's like really, really groovy and just chill. And for some reason, every time I try to do that, I just like strip away a lot of the drums, and I'm left with something that sounds like very like Cali. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's kind of how it sounds to me. So what I did was I just wrote, kind of just stuck to some of the same chords that were being used, but left some different guitar like inversions of the same chord in there, and came up with this kind of just cool little riff that you hear in the beginning. So this is like the core of the song right here. So that is the backbone of this track. And then I wrote another guitar line that just was just a riff kind of on those same chords. I wanted to sound, I don't know, just kind of like laid back. So I kind of came up with this too. So that was a cool riff, and I thought that those 2 things worked together pretty well. And the idea was, let's have this like groove going on, and then have the violins just kind of sit on the left side of the speaker as if a band was playing with a quartet. So the one element that I had to add in here that kind of made it sound a little bit extra groovy and Cali-rific to me was the flutes. So I threw in some of the Mellotron here in Logic, which kind of sounds kind of dated, like a retro sounding keyboard, I guess you could say, or synthesizer. Here we go. I'll play that for you in 1 second. And then, of course, the bass. So I came up with a couple cool bass lines, and the first one is what you hear in the beginning, which I'll play for you. So that's the loop. I mean, it's just looping around, and it sounds pretty groovy. So that is the core of this track. And let me just do one thing. Okay, cool. Then the second part of the song goes into this major key. Sorry, the second part of the song goes into this major key. So this is where it was really hard, because if you stuck everything to 75 BPM, there was a gap in between part 1 and part 2. So I had to fill it. So I kind of just did like your typical swell, which is what you hear go into the second part. So you can hear it right here. So I wanted to bring it up a little bit, and I used a pretty cool technique where you take some distorted guitar, and basically what you're doing there is you just add tremolo, and you add the tremolo so kind of like it's a deeper swoop in the tremolo. So you're going from a loud dynamic to basically the floor. So it's going to sound like almost like a stutter is going on. So it's just a wah, 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 wah. And it's kind of like a 90s guitar technique that you hear in some 90s music. And I'll just like have you listen to that. Added some crash in there, so some crash going on. The one thing that's kind of way in the background that you don't hear, but it's giving you some additional rhythm is a tambourine. So those two things, the tremolo guitar with the waviness and the tambourine, are going to add like some swing and movement. So that whole second part kind of just comes up in dynamics just by those two elements alone. And then the really, really cool thing that I need to show everybody, and I'm pretty psyched about figuring this out, is the fill that you hear at the end of that section. So check this out. Part 2 is another little break, and then we go into part 3. So check this out. So, you know, just as if you were to sample any kind of drum break and just put it into that segment, you can hear the little drum break that I copied and pasted here. So that comes straight from Logic's Drummer. Drummer is basically a plugin built into Logic where you can have different drummers play on your track. And it kind of just is like all AI based, and they have like 15 different drummers and different feels. So you can basically have almost like these AI generated drums play a full beat. And what I did was I had one play a full beat, and then I went and snipped a little fill. And this is strictly straight from the AI, like the algorithm or however the hell they build that out. And it is nice. Like you could basically just build a whole track and just cut and paste little breaks like that. So I basically took that straight from a robot. So watch out, drummers, because this is nasty right here. And then that brought you into the last part of this whole track, which is, again, just fading it out. But I will say, just to kind of flex real quick, this bass line that I built in the second half, I really like too. All right, and that's how I made the beat. I'm gonna open it up for some chit chat with the fellas. See if you guys got any questions about this.
Oh, I have lots of questions, sir.
Bravo, sir. Very, very nice. Wait, so quick question. You didn't use the piano loop at all?
Nope.
That was gonna be my first question. I was gonna ask you why.
First, the piano was just so dope, and it was like super emotional sounding. But the piano, like the piano and the guitar kind of play in the same frequency ranges. And like it would have clashed. So I knew I had to just ditch the piano. So I think part of the rules of the contest are that you actually have to use at least 2 of the stems. So you could actually just take anything away, but you have to at least use 2 for the remix. So yeah, so I kicked that out because I knew that it was going to be too clashing.
Bravo.
I have a question.
Shoot.
It was I want you to go back to the bass line.
Okay.
And I want you to just no, where the bass line starts and the part you just played where the bass line is at. The second.
Okay, that's the second part here. I'll play this for you.
Okay, now go back to where that part comes in and
got that boy singing.
Do Do what? What do you need me to do?
Unsolo it and go back to the beginning of that part again.
Okay.
Okay. That to me, it's
Tasty.
Nah, it's nostalgic, but it's not. It's not. It puts me in the mind of that Timberland and Justin Timberlake song. What's the song about the guy who was stuck on drugs? How many? Oh my God, my name is Bob. My job, I make $20-something a day. But anyway, that bass sounds so polished into that track.
Yeah,
and
man.
It sounds like that was one of the loops for the track.
So I think I texted you guys on the chat and I was like, these are the chords.
Mm-hmm.
I analyzed those key, like what the keyboard was playing. So I had to figure out all the like the chord changes or whatever. So once I knew the chord changes, it was a lot easier to figure out like where that whole section was going. And like, I'm really not necessarily like a bass player, right? I'm a guitar player who has been trying to learn how to play the bass for the past, I don't know how long, like a year or two, but just self-taught. So yeah, part of it was just figuring the chords out and then making it. And then once you know the chords, I mean, you know,
right.
It's just kind of playing arpeggios essentially, right?
That was dope, man. I like it a lot.
So tell me more about this AI drummer.
Oh my God.
So
it's like cheating, man. It's pretty crazy. It's messed up. Check this out.
So, okay.
So I could go to new drummer track, right?
Uh-huh.
So it basically just, you could see it. It already pooped out a drum pattern here right in the beginning, right? So you could choose, I don't know if you could see on the left-hand side here, I can choose my style, rock. So I don't know what I did. I think I did like songwriter, and then I did this dude Levi.
Well, so what is it? If this goes by BPM, like how does it in style?
It plays a beat to your BPM, and then if you look at the bottom part here, right? This is like kind of like your feel. Okay, so check out. So all the pieces of the drums that are actually being used are highlighted. So this is showing that it's going to be a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat. And then this little diagram says, well, I want it to be loud and then or complex or simple or soft. So I put it up to like right here, like complex, not too loud. And then I put the fills. Oh, wow. You can choose how many fills there are, right? So I was like, all right, let's just do like more fills. And then, and now wait, I'm about to play something.
Wow.
This is going to blow your mind. You ready? Here we go. I'm just going to play the drummer track. So it is crispy sounding, you know, you could kind of tell that. I mean, I don't always make complex drum parts, you know what I mean? So,
but when I do,
for groovy
parts. So make it go really complex. I'm just interested to hear how.
Yeah. So I'll show you exactly what I did. So I hit up Levi. Let's change drummer. I took these snares out because I just really wanted like a doom boom, something like a little more interesting that actually sounded like a drummer was playing it, right? So check out Levi, and he'll do some fills. So that was kind of weak, but let's keep listening to him. Oh crap, here we go. So that last one, right? If I really wanted to, what we could do is just go way up into this track, right? And I could say, well, I just want this last fill. Right? So all I'd have to do to really do that is just take this MIDI, essentially is kind of what it is. And then I would bounce this MIDI down into an audio track. So it'll automatically bounce that for you. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute the MIDI, and I could go into this fill. So this is obviously like kind of a weak fill, but still, if I wanted to, I would just say, all right, well, I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna get rid of everything else because I don't really care about it. So I have a little fill, right? It depends upon the type of music that you're messing with or whatever. But in this case, the fill that I used kind of just fit perfectly because I wanted it to sound like it was like sampled. And I used this one right here, right? So you can see. That's all I took from the drummer. And that was straight from the drummer track, which is wild. Like I texted my friend right after I did that, and I was like, dude, your services are never needed again. Because that sounds like really good, you know?
Now, pretty soon we're going to be automated out.
Seriously, it's already happening. All right, anything else? I'm going to stop sharing here.
I like the track, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah, great job.
Right.
Not an easy thing, and you didn't have the tools that I have in Ableton that E taught me, and I'll show you what I did with Ableton. But I feel like what you did was even more challenging. Although that AI drum thing is really cool.
Yeah, do it.
That shit is dumb.
Show me.
I'm nervous now. What did I teach you?
You're not, dog. Listen, okay. So honestly, if I wouldn't have been able to do this if it wasn't for E, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that because no, seriously, he gave me the tool to complete this shot. So thank you to E. But let me just go ahead and just play the beat, and then we can get to it. Gentlemen, if you mute your engines.
Yep.
I am powering up my system real quick. Excuse me. So my name is Piso Earth. And this is the Cremona Quartet remix. Shout out Native Instruments. And I need to share my screen apparently in order to share my music. Okay. There we go. Just make sure everything's good. All right. So I'm going to do the annoying thing of changing my headphones. You saw how quick that was? I did it quick this time. All right. My name is Piso Earthstone, and this is the Cremona Quartet remix. All right. So that's a beat. This one was not easy, as I've mentioned before. So the first thing that I wanted to do is, it's funny because I kind of took Corey's same approach, and I didn't want to use the piano. So the first thing that I had to do, and I had to do this in a whole separate track, is I took the piano track and I had to lock it down to a specific tempo. Normally, I would just sample it and stretch it to this tempo, but as Corey already said, certain sections of the track have different tempos, and that is not easy to do. So I'm gonna have to open another session just to guys show you what I did, because it's kind of important. But essentially, Ableton allows you to place what's known as transitions. And as you can see, there's these little transitions, these little markers. And these markers allow me to stretch a track one way or another, and I can change the tempo of specific sections of the track. So I went through the entire track and I placed all the transitions exactly where I needed to. And that allows me to change the BPM. I can change the tempo, like I can pitch shift, I can do whatever I want from that main track. Now here's the problem. Once I did that, there were several different stems, right? So I did that with the main piano. I placed all the transitions and I locked it to a BPM. Then I extrapolated the MIDI data from that rearranged track. So once I had changed the transitions, that's what I pulled my MIDI data from. I didn't pull my MIDI data from the original sample. I pulled it from the one that I manipulated with the transitions. So now I had a MIDI that was locked the way I wanted to, and I could manipulate that. I could add whatever sounds I wanted to. I could move forward with that. Now this is what is even more tricky here. I only did that with the piano, right? So I wanted to put the strings in there, but I didn't want to have to do that again. I didn't want to have to place the transitions all over again and redo it. So what I did was I changed the source file. So I went back and I changed the source file and just renamed it to what the original wave was. So when I reopened Ableton, it used the new source file of the wave and it had the old transitions that I'd placed in there. So I kind of tricked Ableton into doing it twice without having to do it twice. It took me like an hour to wrap my brain around it, but I finally figured out how to do it. So by doing that, I was able to then place the strings into the new file with the MIDI data extrapolated, and it matched perfectly. I had to do 2 sessions and I had to use a lot of ingenuity to do that. So I was kind of proud of myself for doing that. So once I did that, now I had everything in there. I had everything locked into the same key. I had all of my strings in there. I had my keys in there, and now I could actually make the beat. So from that point, what I did was, and this is the first time, the guys are gonna make fun of me because I never sequence anything. I always just play my beats live, but I had to sequence this one because I had no choice. So let's look at the stems from the piano. So this is the piano data extrapolated into MIDI form. And I just wanted to play around with different instruments. I figured Corey was gonna do some crazy guitar work or something. I knew E was gonna do something crazy. So I just wanted to use a different sound. So I went with this, like, what instrument is this? You already know which VST I use, my favorite, the tape piano. Insomnia is the name of this patch. So it was kind of like a weird, I don't know, just a weird kind of sound to it. Now, conversely, the way I just told you everything I did, there is another way to do this. And I did it the first time. And that's just to extrapolate the MIDI data from the original piano file. And then after that, moving the chords the way you want them that way. That is also possible. But I chose not to do that because I wanted to be able to do my trick with the strings and be able to lock those in without doing it over again. So that's why I didn't do that. But there's a different way to do the convoluted way that I used. So anyway, got the pianos in there. I like them. The bass line, honestly, I didn't have time to go crazy with the bass line. So I'm going to be honest, I cheated. I just took the MIDI data and got rid of the high notes. Just left the low notes in. Another trick I learned from E. This was the actual strings that I flew in there. And obviously these ones had the transitions in. I just explained that trick to you guys. So of course it fit the beat perfectly already. And I switched the drums up. So initially I had some regular hip hop drums and I switched to trap drums just for that section, just because I felt like it would be fun to do that. Let me see. And then I put this little sound that I like. It's kind of like someone breathing. I've used that sound before.
I've heard that before.
And then that was pretty much it. There's a lot of music in this. So for a remix, I struggled with it because there was so much. And I was like, all right, what do I leave in? What do I take out? Whatever. So I just figured I put everything into one section of it and then leave the rest of it. So then let's see, what else did I do? Okay, so towards the end, I kind of did something a little bit different. And I wanted to do a regular 3 beats later beat because, you know, I just wanted to do a 3 beats later style. So I just actually sampled it and I just chopped it up, which is what I would normally do with this track, is just sample it and chop it. So that's how I got here. And I chopped a little bit more. And I just added a violin to it. This is one of the Labs VSTs that E put me onto. This is a great one if you don't have it. I think he talked extensively about this one last week, but I put some choir in there and I manipulated them so they sounded kind of cool. And that's really it for that second half of the beat. I didn't want to go too crazy because, you know, I just wanted to keep it simple and try to stay into the mind of the remix. But yeah, I didn't really do too much more to this beat. There's a lot of things I'd added and I took away, but at the end of the day, I just wanted it to be just like, you know, pretty cerebral, kind of like deep thinker type of beat. And yeah, I appreciate the challenge because I learned some new techniques that I can now employ next time I sample. So this was a pain in the ass, but it was worth it because I learned something new. So with that, I'll pass it over to my brethren for any questions.
And that's what 3 Beats Later is all about. Learning.
The more you know.
Yo.
Wait a second. No. I have 2 questions. First off, what is this? Hackers? You guys are hackers? Second off, how did you even know that's possible? First off, that's sick with Ableton.
Okay, you can't have all those first offs.
Yeah. First off, listen, second off, wait, that's sick. Like, what is this? Just part of sampler?
So that's not even part of the sampler. If you just drag a sample into Ableton, it automatically puts transitions in there. It's pretty insane.
Okay.
And
you're basically
you can move them and
you're like warping. You're like warping the track essentially, right? Because it's everything else is like staying in the tempo, and then that last wherever you move the piece or whatever, that's the part that's going to be like changing tempo essentially.
Right.
That's pretty sick, man.
And I usually don't use it for short samples because I usually don't like to. It's so technical, if for a 8-bar chunk of audio.
Yeah,
I'd rather
it's
just,
really good for like loop,
change
like
the BPM and lock it in. But
it's
with
really
this
good
track,
for that though.
it was essential. There's no way I could have done it.
Yeah, so that is sick. First off, because we were all struggling with the same thing. How could you get something that's in different BPM to kind of make sense? You know what I mean? Like and snap to a grid essentially. So that's
we got a visitor in the room. We should probably acknowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike's here. Okay, Mike, what up?
What up, Mike?
What up? What's up, man? You're muted. There you go.
Yo.
What
How
up,
you doing, man?
How you doing?
What up?
What it do, man? I'm blessed, man. How are you?
No complaining.
Good, man. So let me give a quick intro to Mike. Mike is a producer. Mike is one half of the Late Bloomers.
Yes.
Mike is based actually in my neighborhood over here in the DMV.
Nice.
So as you know, we are starting to have more and more producers come on the show. So Mike shared some music of his with me that I thought was pretty dope, and I wanted to have him on, and he was cool enough to want to partake in the next challenge. So Mike's gonna watch the wheel spin, and then he's gonna make some music. So next week you're gonna get another episode where there's gonna be 4 beats instead of 3 beats. So we were just wrapping up P's breakthrough. So in one second, we're going to bring you back on, Mike, and just kind of walk through some music that you're working on. So we're going to put you on hold for one more second. All right.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks,
cool.
man.
All right. P, any last notes that you wanted to go through?
Wait, no, I got questions. I have questions.
You got questions? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So P, first of all, I like what you've done with the place. Second of all, well, in the words of Corey, first of all, again, I like the switches. I like the switches. I like the transitions in the track, and I like that you kept it in the flow, in the lane, but you also like wanted to give it multiple personalities, which is indicative of you. So I think that's pretty dope. I think it's pretty dope. I like this track. And you put a lot of work in. Like this is a lot of work that you did on this track.
Like I don't know if this is my best beat. I mean, it's probably not, but definitely put the most work into this one.
Yeah, I can
those,
see that. And you listen well. You're a great student.
Bro.
The keys though, that's like I feel like I've heard some other tracks where you took some like really nice soft piano parts and just like chopped it up before. So I like the end part of this track too. That's pretty dope. Like I would call that that's like a lane that I've heard before from some of P's beats before. We did a whole episode where you like chopped up some jazz piano players stuff before. I don't know what episode that was though. But this reminded me of that a little bit.
This is dope, guys. I like it.
Amazing. Good stuff. All right. Are you going to submit that track?
Sure. I'll send it in. Why not?
I mean, we got to do it.
Look like somebody in the studio. Look like somebody in the blue room.
Mike changed locations.
Mike, come on here and tell us all about that blue room you got back there, man.
Oh, yeah.
Stepped in a spaceship.
Yeah, that's where I like to be at, man. I'm always in the space, you know what I mean?
Nice.
But yeah, this is my little studio setup right now. I got it set up in my sub basement.
So
I got you. See, I'm doing the Zoom off my phone right now.
Okay.
So
okay.
Let me show you a little bit real quick. That's where you're getting the ambient light from.
Yeah.
There. Oh, 1, 2 screens.
Yeah,
That's an extra big screen right there.
And then my lovely, you know what I'm saying?
Here we go. We get the whole tour.
Yes, sir. Just a little something slight, man.
And you got a Mac Mini? You got a Mac Mini?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
First of all, I want to tell you like this before anyone says anything else. I like the vibe that y'all putting out, man.
Hey, thank you.
The vibe y'all putting out is crazy, and it's very addictive.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I guess a little history on the late bloomers. So it's
tell us.
Dope. Say it one more time.
I was saying, tell us. Yeah, give us some background.
So it's my homeboy. We linked. We used to work at a Dulles Airport back in the day, and when we first linked up, like we didn't even talk on the music spectrum. It was just like, yo, what's up? We're from the same neighborhood. And then years went past, and you start finding out more about yourself and what more you like to do in this world, right? So I'm putting out, I'm playing the saxophone, I'm making beats, and he calls me, was like, yo, I never know you was making beats, bro. I'm doing that too, man. I'm like, what? Like, stop playing it. So, he came by with his he does his work off the MPC, the J Dilla Boom Pop,
Yeah.
So he gets the bugging and wilding out on that. I'm like, oh, that shit is crazy, man. And I add my little 2 cents, then next thing you know, that first drink was just an absolute hit. So from there, man, that's how the late bloomers came to be. We talked about it, agreed on the name, realized that, you're never too late to bloom, and everybody is a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the name came about. And him and I, we just, always collaborate on everything we put out is a complete collaboration.
Yeah.
On, what I'm saying? The whole concept of 2 heads are better than one, So yeah, man, that's the late bloomers in a nutshell. Shout out my boy EJ, man. He just had a baby girl, man. So
there we go. Congratulations, EJ. Congrats.
Shout out to my homie.
And I just got to point out something. Today is a special day because it's the first time on 3 Beats Later that we have Logic Gang in the house. 2 Logic users.
Hey.
2 Ableton users.
Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go.
Now we got to go extra out in this challenge.
You know what? Honestly, after seeing that drum, that AI drummer, I'm kind of like,
Right.
that joint's kind of live.
No, so I got one more question for you too before that hoodie. I was confused for so long because I'm like, yo, why the sneakers not moving? But that's part of the shirt.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to my boy, yo. Hey, AAA clothing, bro. He gave me this shirt. He got like classic for days. He was like, man, look, you are never gonna find this shirt anywhere else. And I was like, oh dang, I got an exclusive here. So
that's really dope.
Shout out to him, man. Nothing but blessings, man. Hey, thanks for keeping the shirt though. Thanks for keeping it.
No doubt.
Hey, Mike, can you let us know a little bit about where we can find your music? Where can we find the late bloomer stuff right now?
So the late bloomers right now, we are on all streaming platforms. That's Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, even YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We started out as like everybody else, SoundCloud, but then doing, the research and the homework and finding out, you can go through these different platforms to still be an individual artist and put your music out there across everything. So that's what we are, you know what I'm saying? Again, we're on iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, Napster, you know what I'm saying? We're everywhere, man. So that's at sign THEL 8 TE Bloomers. You know what I'm saying? So that is us.
Great, man. That's great. So I think I explained some about what we do each episode, and we have a new list here that you see like right on my left shoulder, whatever shoulder this is.
Okay.
So there's some interesting things that we've placed here in the past 2 months or so. The last time we shuffled this around, every time we do a new challenge, we refill it with something new. So this last contest was enter a beat contest, and those are the 2 beats that we shared today. Okay. And I refilled it with number 8 there. It says pick a loop pack. So if it runs on
Oh.
number 8, then what we'd have to do is just find a loop pack that we all like, and then
Okay.
we would make a beat off of that loop pack.
All
So
right,
there's a bunch of different things on here. There's actually some on the list that is kind of interesting, I would say. Like even the one that Manic, the last producer that we had on, he entered after he was done, he left us with a selection. So his is kind of strange. If it falls on that, that's going to be a really tough one in my opinion.
What's his again?
His is he left us with micro sampling,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which
I
I've
remember
never
that.
done before, but it's basically where you take anything like a kick drum and then you squeeze the area that you can sample from. So it's just like it takes like a boom, 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 and then it turns it into like a sound. So like it'll end up sounding like a keyboard essentially.
That's what I did with that Whitney Houston joint, right?
I think so. Yeah, that was like our second episode. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. Just took a piece of her vocals and like squashed it down and made a melody out of it, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
some of these aren't that crazy, but that's the one that stands out to me that's kind of crazy out of all these. Everything else is kind of straightforward.
See that sample blaster right there. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm trying to hold it lands on that.
Mike, you play sax. Do you do anything else? Do you sing or anything like that?
I mean, I'm a hummer.
There we go.
But now, I have the ability to sing. I rap, you know.
Okay.
I carry a tune every now and then.
That's great. I'm a hummer too.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
But some of these you could see like I think one of them says like write 2 hooks, so you don't have to actually like sing the hooks, but you can just create a beat of your choice and then make a hook. And then there's another one that I think might require something like that. So
all right,
you guys want to just jump straight into the wheel spin and do that up front right now? All right, let's do it.
Well,
right.
wait. Okay, wait.
Okay, wait.
good.
All right. So he gets to pick how many dummy spins he gets.
Right. Yeah. Yes. So the dummy spins for sure.
All right.
Hold on. So these are like spins that don't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. So
right.
everyone can see the wheel right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I would just pick.
Is this a new wheel?
This is a new wheel, everybody. It actually says the actual challenge on the wheel, so we don't have to go. And
oh wow! Anything. Look at this wheel. This wheel is sexy.
Well, I don't know if I want dummy spins then, because if it lands on something I like, I'm gonna be mad.
Well,
are you Indian giving right now?
He's a guest, man. He's a guest. He gets to decide, man.
So I would just do like 0 to 3 dummy spins, whatever you want, Mike.
Nah, you could do 14 dummy spins if you want.
No.
Well, look.
You want to do 14 dummy spins? You can.
3 is my favorite number. So this is what we're gonna do, right? You get 2 dummy spins, and on the third one, it is what it is.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, here we go. So this is dummy spin number 1. Oh, we got a new noise too.
All right.
2 hooks. All right, so now we're not doing that. Here comes the last dummy spin.
All right. Got the hooks out the way. No future stuff here.
Make a whole track. And here we go.
Oh,
the week's challenge.
here we go. All the marbles.
Video game music.
Oh.
All right. So here we go. So this is actually P's challenge.
This is one of my challenges.
Yeah, so let us know what you had in mind.
I'm gonna make it as so it's as wide as open as possible. If you want to sample any video game soundtrack from the 8-bit or 16-bit era, so just for clarification, that's Nintendo, NES, all the way through Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Any video game from those systems, you can.
I couldn't picture this
sample. However, you can also, if you don't want to sample, you can use those 8-bit sounds. So sometimes you might find a synthesizer or something like that that has like those type of noises and those type of video game sounds. So you can make a beat without sampling if you just want to use your your sound bank. but it has to mimic the video games of that era.
Okay.
All right.
Huh.
I'm gonna say right now, Donkey Kong Country. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now, Donkey Kong Country has samples for days.
Listen.
So
no. Let me say it like this. You can't use that though, P.
what do you mean you can't use it?
Because we did that.
Yeah, we did it. We did that as a
no, you can't do it.
As fun,
You
but I'm just putting it out there. I
Oh,
won't do it.
You can't use it.
Is this some type of collusion shit right here? What happened? Huh?
No, we did it once as for fun. Me and him, we did it for fun. It wasn't a part
and you
of the
used
challenge.
Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong Country, yeah, but y'all should. I'm just saying. But go wherever, man. The world is your oyster, you know.
All right.
I mean, the video game world is our oyster right now, so yeah.
Right.
I got you.
We gotta shrink ourselves down to make.
You know what I'm saying? Reverse mushroom out here.
That's what's up, man. But yo, before we get off of here, yo, Corey, can you share the Late Bloomers albums? Because I was on Apple Music looking for them. I want to make sure we got the right stuff so people can make sure they find it.
Yeah, let me show it really quick. 1 second.
Bless.
There we go. And you know, I'm a Napster guy, so sorry.
Hey.
Probably have it up already. Oh, here it is. Boom.
Look at that.
Yeah. So here we go. So this is the track, or this is one of the albums. This is Just Another Day. This is 10 tracks, The Late Bloomers. So yeah, so it's good. And I would describe it's unique, man. Like when Mike let me listen to this, it was refreshing because it was just so different. It's just like a lot of sub sounds in there too, it just kind of hits you pretty hard when you listen to it, but also like chill in a weird way. Like I remember I was telling you, I was like, it's like chill trap or something. It's like it's
like it's the trap music that college kids study to.
Right?
I was
trap
playing
fire, you know what I'm saying? New just genre, trap fire. It's trap fire.
That's that definitely.
But yeah, there you go. So all right, so I guess we could call it. So Mike, you got 7 days. Next Monday, we're gonna come on here and you just play your beat and we'll break it down, and then we're just gonna have a good time and definitely, you know, one of the big things about 3 Beats Later is just kind of learning from each other and creating this community. So it's gonna be good finally to see another Logic user. I get to kind of see some new skills and techniques.
Listen, I already see that y'all gonna be working together during this week, trying to bring y'all powers together. So me and P gonna have a couple of jam sessions since y'all want to be like that. But this is definitely glad to have you, man. I appreciate definitely excited. Your energy is dope. Your production space is dope. So I already know you're coming with some fire, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, thank you, man. I'm glad to be a part of this, man. Like for real.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
No problem, man. All right. Any last words? Anybody?
Yes. Rest in peace.
Donald Trump?
No.
I was going to say that.
Alex Trebek.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Trebek. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. He started doing Wheel of Fortune in 82. All right. Now, for those that can't count, I turned 38 next week, and that's the year I was born. So he's been doing it for 38 years. You know what I'm saying? And he's been in the homes of every person in America and across the world for 38 years. When he found out that he had it, he decided that he still wanted to continue to do the show. Even though his health was deteriorating, he said, let me keep doing my show. So the reason I want to say rest in peace to him, and I want to allude to that, is because if you have a vision or a dream and you have something you follow in your passion, follow that thing till the wheels fall off. And that's the true definition of that. Him, Chadwick Boseman, those are true examples of people that you can look up to right now who did what they loved until they couldn't do anything. So just keep doing what you're doing. You know, find your passion, live in your passion, and it will reward you, and it will make sure that the world remembers who you are. So I just wanted to leave us with that little piece right there. You know, rest in peace to him, because, you know, such a profound mind, man. And over the years, just huge success, and just, you know, made us all feel stupid and smart at the same time. So, but cheers to him.
All right, cheers.
Oh yeah, next week you gotta have a drink next week.
I got you next time. I got you next. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, I just finished mine, so.
Oh, there we go.
Don't ask what's in my bottle. Just know what's in my bottle.
All right, y'all.
All right, peace, everybody.
3